Hello and welcome back to Stage 729. I'm your host, Michelle D. And I have with me John Tay S. Okay. We're going to do a little bit different this time with our show. In fact, we're on the radio with WAZU 90.7. So, yay for us. First thing we're going to do is talk about something that's trending, and I know it's a hot topic everywhere. Yesterday on the news, they blew it up about the March for Women. But politics, John Tay, anything you want to say about that?
Well,
do you even know where to begin?
There's so many different avenues to take, really. I guess I'll just generalize it and just hope that our country doesn't fall into the slope that people assume it is, as well as being recognized in the international community. Because I mean, I read papers, I read articles and everything like that. I don't always stay in touch with social media, but I do. I listen to news and I read things. I listen to podcasts and talk radio and things like that. So I take in things and
Well, I've been tweeting. Every time something comes up, I tweet. So I'm sorry. Good Morning America always is on the So they're probably tired of me. But when it comes to politics, and granted, we didn't have the norm as we're used to.
Not at all.
My thing is, what are you doing for the country? What are you going to do for this nation? And how are you going to bring people together? And I haven't seen that, but we have 100 days to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be pessimistic, but the nation is divided.
Yeah, big time.
It's an obvious divide, and who knew that something like a presidential election would be the catalyst? You know what I mean? But it makes sense though. That's a national event, so it's going to be a national effect.
Oh yeah. So. Well, the big thing about it, I think the women's movement or the movement period, that was obvious from what we saw with the march. The march didn't go across the United States; it went global.
Absolutely.
It was global.
Yes, it was.
So that's going to make an impact for all of you that are listening to us on air and on TV. This is a major impact on all of us. And when you don't go vote, this is what happens. Or when you do vote and you vote for a different candidate, it's your choice who you want. But the outcomes of that. This is, I think, what's driving this whole force.
Yeah, it was like if you to picture it, it was like dropping a pebble into the pond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a huge ripple effect, and with the resistance going on, I mean, people are entitled to voice their opinions. People are entitled to feel the way they feel about candidates and whatnot. I get it. But with the way that things have been going, there's no way that anyone's going to stop this momentum right now. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep growing, honestly.
It's going so fast right now that every day something's different. You have Washington going against the communities and against states, and then you have the states going against Washington, then the media going against well, it's not even the media going against them. They're just reporting the news. That's what they're supposed to do, report the facts. Not alternative facts, quote, alternative facts, but the facts.
The facts.
Yeah, so it makes a difference. I think a lot of people right now have learned that if you want to have a voice or have something different take place, then you need to be about your business, which is get out there, vote. Also make sure that you're getting involved in different organizations.
Absolutely, and just to touch on it, President Obama, he challenged all of us in his farewell address to stand up, to use our voices. We have voices. Not all of us use them, and there's power. There's power even in those baby steps. Those baby steps. Those baby steps total up. Those inches become miles.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what do you think about the social platforms, though? Everyone has their opinion on how to use a social platform.
I don't always agree with them, but I mean that's just how I feel. I don't always think that they're the best way to express yourself.
But if you have it, should be in a positive.
Yeah, I'm not condemning anyone for I'm not condemning anyone who does. But if you do, so be it. I'm not judging you, but it doesn't help when we spread that hate. It doesn't help when
No.
we sow negativity, because you're gonna reap negativity.
Well, that's true. That's true. My grandmother used to say, when you stir up mess, then you get mess,
Mhm.
and mess stinks. Well, that's what happens basically. And you have to use social media in a positive way.
Responsibly, honestly.
Yeah, not bullying people, and you don't want to make it where you're going in and making an attack on a person.
Absolutely.
Everyone should state their opinion and do it in a way that it does not affect one, talking about people's children, or degrading them in some form or fashion.
Yeah, and usually those opinions turn into threats,
Yeah,
and
and
that's where it becomes a problem. And you
not
know,
good at all. Not good at all. And if you follow my Twitter, then you know I'm out there tweeting all the time about things that go on, especially with the different movements and the politics that are going on. And
yeah,
I believe in positive politics, not the negative stuff. That
absolutely,
is not, to me, that is really not a way to get the people um, to unify themselves and be with you. So.
absolutely. And I just want to encourage people to pay attention. Don't just because the race is ended and the inauguration is passed, that doesn't mean that we should turn off our TVs or we should put our screens down and whatnot.
Hmm.
You should keep paying attention, because you don't want to miss anything, and to be left behind in something as big as what's been going on right now. Um, I, I I don't think that it's fair to the American people if we don't if we're not informed,
Right.
or we don't keep ourselves informed.
You just, you know what? I was getting ready to go there. You have to be educated and stay aware of what's going on and know
Absolutely.
the facts, not the alternative facts, but know the facts about what's going on in your community, what's going on in the United States, and then if you don't understand it, talk to your local politician. That's your
Absolutely.
local legislator. That's what they're
That's
there
what
for.
exactly. You
Uh-huh.
stole the words out
That's
of my
what they're there for, is, talk to them and find out what's going on in your communities.
hmm
But I want to take this time to thank WAZU 90.7 for having us be a part of their radio programming, and let you know, please consider them. They need your support to stay on the air. Financial support is always needed for everyone, so make sure that you pass a check or drop off cash, whatever one you want to do. But please call 681, or excuse me, 309-681-0913 for more questions if you have. The next one that is coming up, the Grammys, music.
Mm.
What's going on with music?
Well, I guess this is the 59th annual Grammys, right?
Yeah,
A
I think
lot of
so.
candidates. I mean, I'm sorry, a lot of nominees. Some great albums were produced this past year. For
Mm.
instance, Adele dropped 25.
Now, you know what? I'm an Adele fan,
Yeah.
so I'm rooting for her too.
hmm
So I hope she walks away with a couple.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. But there's been some great artists. The Chainsmokers have been nominated for Best New Artist.
Oh, nice.
Um, that amazing group. Rihanna's had some nominations. I believe
Work it, work it, work it.
Yeah, she got nominated for Work. Chance the Rapper was nominated for Best New Artist,
Now, is Drake
along
in
with the
there
Chan
anywhere?
I believe he's in there for Album of the Year,
Oh,
if
really?
I'm not mistaken. I want to get my facts right, but
Oh,
if I'm not
yeah. We don't
mistaken,
want alternative facts. We want the facts.
yeah, I think he got nominated for that though. But let me see. I'm sorry. I see. I listen to a lot of music, but I
Hmm.
don't follow like what's going on. What's going on?
I
If
know.
I come across it, I'm always open to listen. I mean, I'll even, no disrespect, but I'll even listen to country, and I'm like jazz.
Yeah,
I'm jazz at the core. You know what
because
I
if
mean?
you watch the People's Choice Award and saw Blake Shelton, he won for Album of the Year, which he was surprised,
hmm
and for Artist of the Year,
hmm
which I like Blake Shelton and Gwen. So
Yep.
I think him and Gwen
And
Stefani.
of course, Beyonce got nominated in
Definitely.
multiple categories. She
I'm
was
part of the
nominated.
beehive.
Yep, she definitely got nominated for that. Yeah, Drake did get nominated. He and as well as Justin Bieber got nominated for Album of the Year.
Oh, Justin's in the same category with Drake?
hmm
Okay, sorry, Beef. I gotta go with Drake on this one.
Yep. So let me see. Adele and Beyonce and Justin Bieber are in like multiple categories, at least three different categories.
Well, the women are going to have to split. Still, I'm
Yeah.
going with Adele and Beyonce.
And it looks like Lucas Graham for his track 7 Years. That one time was 7 years.
Yeah,
Amazing,
I like
amazing
that song.
song.
Yes.
Amazing song. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't even watch award shows like that, but I will give the Grammys the exception
Oh yeah.
because of the diversity. You know what I mean?
I think between this is award season. Everybody knows that this is
Hmm.
award season.
So
So
you know what other award shows coming up next?
yeah, and I will be there tweeting. If you follow my page, yes, I live tweet on all of them. So I'll be tweeting and looking at the fashion of what everybody's wearing coming in to the Grammys. Also, I wanted to mention a community announcement also that are coming up. We have a few of them, I think, in the community. Coming up in March, there will be March 21st at the Neighborhood House, a women's wellness and health day. So I know a couple of the, like OSF Mobile will be out there,
Good.
and a couple vendors around here that will be there. Heartland Health Services will be present, OSF, faith-based nurses, some other um, people will be there also to do screenings for the women. So,
Cool.
yeah, so that's a community announcement that you need to look for. And as we hear about them, we will mention them. So if you want, you can always send information to us. If you want your community stated on the radio or on Stage 729, make sure you email us at impressivedivasolutions@gmail.com. That way we will get your event or information about an activity that you have going on the air and on the radio. What else is in the news? You got anything else that's going on in the news?
Honestly, all of the news that I've come across has been strictly about politics.
I know.
There's been so much.
I think we
like a
have gotten
huge
away
wave of it.
from, other than the weather. Other than the weather, I
Yes.
think that's the only thing that's taken over right now, and driving everything else out. But
There has been a lot of talk about the stock market and whatnot today. The numbers the numbers went down according to
that's not good because
according
my
to the news.
401k doesn't need to take a hit, so that's not a good thing. I'm hoping that that's not the case. Did it ever come back up? Did it come back
No,
up?
no.
Oh, okay.
They think that the influence could come from the moves that have been making the moves that the cabinet and everything, the presidential moves that I'm sorry, the
What
moves
he
that have been
signed.
made. Yeah, things of that nature. Those
Yeah.
things may play a small role,
It
but
may play a big role.
I was watching PBS and not too many people watch PBS like they used to, but was watching PBS and they talked about how there was the ACA. I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
Affordable Health Care Act.
Yeah.
The Affordable Care
That
Act.
people didn't know was Obamacare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's also been talked about. There's been so much talk from the current president as well as his comrades or his
Yeah. What's going on?
yeah. And so they've been saying yes, let's replace it, let's repeal it, but what are you going to replace it with? The president also, noted in his address, President Obama. Let me be clear. He noted in his address, if there's something that you all can put forth that's better than what we did, tell me. Let me know, and I will support you 100%.
Right.
So there's been so much talk and speculation about repealing Obamacare, but my question is, and then what?
What comes next? Yeah.
So,
And I don't think they have the next right at the moment.
yeah, and
That's not something.
according to the numbers, there are about 20 million Americans who benefit from this act and whatnot. So you have to think about all those different families, all those people who've poured into this program and who've been supported by it since its arrival.
Well, let's talk about local politics. How about our mayor race?
The mayoral race.
Yes.
I need to get my facts on that one. Honestly, I know Mayor Artis is running right now. Does he have any opponents?
I believe Corey Thomas,
Oh yeah.
I think is running against them also,
Okay.
if I'm right. This is a time for local communities to get out and vote. I know they had I think a mayoral race over in Bloomington.
Hmm.
So I don't know how their turnout or what it was, but I know they're having tonight. They're doing their debate
Oh,
on the
really?
issues.
Okay.
Yes, so it should be a good turnout, hopefully, of what's going on in our city. I know the state of the city address is coming up February 1st, about what direction Peoria is going in and what's happening. So
Hmm.
those are a couple of things right now that are taking place in our community.
Hmm.
But have you any thoughts on what we should be looking at for in a mayor?
I think that we should be looking because it's in the news. I've heard it on, well, I won't, I guess I can't say that, but I've heard it elsewhere that Peoria was rated as one of the worst places
Oh
for
yeah, the
for
24/7.
African Americans
Yes.
in America. Like in America, they said in America, not just Illinois, not just Central Illinois, but they said America.
Yeah, they did.
That's heavy. So, not to. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I would hope that the mayor or whoever assumes the position
Hmm.
can start to look at efforts to counteract that disparity, because uh, in the paper I seen it. It said the city of despair. That's
Yeah,
heavy.
that's
You
not
know,
good.
that's really heavy, and
That's not good.
so like I said, it would be nice to see what can they do to not to take the shade off of this city, because Peoria is a nice place.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is.
good place to
It
raise your
is.
kids. It's fairly
It
safe
is.
most of the
And
time.
being from Chicago, I'm from the concrete jungle, so it's different being here. Um, it's very it's a 180 because everything moves so fast, and that's
Hmm.
just how Chicago is. It's always been that way. And so, to come down here and to take in this environment, I don't have a problem with it. But I think that it's not fair to the people who have been here already and
Right.
have established roots here, and who, they've raised families, they've seen communities change, that
Hmm.
generations pass, and everything like that. Um, what can you do for them, or what can how can you bring about some change that'll take that cloak of
And it's the disparities that we really
yeah.
need to look at. That's the biggest thing that is hard for anyone to take and look at their community and
Hmm.
see how can we fix it.
Hmm.
It takes a lot of people to correct or fix things that are going on. And I know they're having another session to discuss the disparities in the community.
Hmm.
They're going to have it at the Civic Center. They had over 300 people the first time come out and discuss and talk about it.
Hmm.
Now this is maybe will open the eyes of some people, because one, I don't want to be listed as living in a state or city that is like rated at the bottom of the barrel.
Hmm. That doesn't. I don't
I
think
mean,
anybody wants that.
no,
You
that
know.
brings down tourism. That brings down new people wanting to move here. I mean,
Hmm.
who wants to move to a place where there's no jobs and there's not access to health care or whatever the case may be?
Hmm.
No one wants to come to a city that doesn't have anything to offer, or to
Absolutely.
raise your kids and there's places to go. So,
And I do want to clean up what I said. What I mean is not just for African Americans, but for
for
everybody.
everybody,
For
yeah.
everybody. Everybody deserves that opportunity. Everybody deserves the chance to improve. Everybody deserves, the means that they desire.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Especially to be able to take care of their family efficiently.
Well, that and if you look at the rate of pay too, that most of the jobs that we have around here,
Hmm.
they're not on the high side.
We're talking
So
about socioeconomic differences, plain
yeah,
and simple.
yeah.
That's what it boils down to. You can reality can bite sometimes,
Well,
but you can see there's a distinct difference. You don't even have to go into places. You don't even have to talk to people. You can just see, just by going around, where's the difference.
yeah.
Where's the difference coming from?
Now I have to give it to the South End. They've been trying to. They're on the upswing right now because they have what, a grocery store and another Dollar General, and it's coming back to life a little bit. They have a Family Dollar at the lower end of the hill, so they're trying to make some changes. So, you know, it's just one of those things that we all have to take a part in and make a difference. Now, don't talk about it, but be about it. So
Absolutely.
that makes a difference.
Absolutely.
I also, when we were talking about music, I wanted to mention, and I know you might know these artists. I've been promoting them on Facebook to let people know, hear their music and follow them. But we have Dre Rob, who has a couple new songs out there, Dre Rob Robinson. And one that we both know, Josiah. He's been
Josiah,
really
yep.
blowing up, doing
Yeah,
a lot of
definitely.
good things, positive
Definitely. Good
things
dude.
in the community.
Good
So
dude, definitely.
I just want to make sure to give a shout out to those two artists, local artists in the Peoria area. Hopefully they'll do big and great things here, so we can look back and say, you know, they're from our hometown. But again, I want to thank 90.7 FM WAZU for having us here. This is our new little home spot for right now. Thank you. Please consider them for support, and make sure that you make checks, payable to WAZU. And if you need more information about that, you can call 309-681-0913. And then before we tune out, because it's almost that time to say goodbye to everybody, we just want you to make sure to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram. Look for Stage 729. I'm your host, Michelle Sanders, and along with JS over here.
Thank you. Thank you.
We had to fly solo. We thought we were going to have some more people, but that's okay. That's okay, because next month we'll be ready for you and come back with some exciting news about what's going on in the community, what's going on around the world. Any closing thoughts or the word? I do have a word for today, but I'm going to give it to you first.
Okay. I just want to say that it's been a great opportunity to be a part of this. I'm very grateful to you, Michelle, for asking me to be a part of it. I want to tell the viewers and the listeners, stay connected. If you aren't connected, get connected. If there's something wrong in your community, get in touch with the local politicians. That's what they're there for. We said it before, we're going to say it again. Write letters, lobby if you have to, do whatever you have to do if you feel like something isn't going the way you think it should in your community, especially if it's not positive. For those who may be in another part of the country who are listening right now, or wherever you may be, I just hope that you do the best to stay positive throughout the transitions that's been going on nationally, because there's some great changes coming ahead, and I mean great as in big, not great as in good. But you know, I just want us to be optimistic about it all. I'm optimistic about it. I commend everyone who's been participating in all of the protesting and the marches and everything like that. That proves that there is power in the people, and the people were here first. And I heard someone say, it's not just about the presidency, it's not just about Trump, this, that, and the third, but we are America. It's not just about the laws in it. We are America. So keep that in mind.
And you heard that. So, as I said before, we want you to support us in any way that you can. Also, for Stage 729, we're looking for support, because it takes a lot to put this on, and we want to keep coming to you. We thank the viewers who followed us all in 2016. You guys blew up Twitter, you blew up Facebook, and you definitely blew up YouTube. So please continue, like our pages, and then also make sure you go out to YouTube and like us there. This has been your host, Mitchie D, coming from Stage 729. We hope to see you next month.
Hey, how about that word of the day real quick?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. My word of the day, goodness. And thank you, and stay tuned for another episode of Stage 729. Toodles.